What's up, guys, and welcome to the Crypto Chat. I am your host, Crypto Bob, and joining me, my co-host, Crypto Jimmy, and we will be bringing you the latest analysis on crypto. Please like and subscribe. Thank you. Will Bitcoin hit 100,000 in 2019, Jimmy?
Well, in my opinion, at least, the way I'm looking at it, I think most likely it will hit 100,000. Now, the question is when and why? What about you? What do you think?
Well, I just asked you if it will hit in 2019.
Right, but I'm asking you, what do you think? Will it hit 100,000?
I think it's really difficult to say. We're heading into what appears to be a really bullish period. The charts have just been going parabolic. There hasn't been much consolidation. There hasn't been much of a correction. And the crazy thing is the media hasn't really been covering Bitcoin, so it's not a retail rally. This seems like an institutional investor rally. So
right, but you're not answering the goddamn question. It's a simple question. You still cannot answer it.
I don't know. That's the answer. I can't give an exact answer.
What's your projection then for the end of the year with everything that's happening now?
Well, my projection last video was 13,000.
Yeah. Well, 13,000. We were at $11,200 something dollars.
That's what I mean. I didn't see it coming.
Of course you didn't see it coming.
It's hard to say what Bitcoin is going to do. I can definitely see if it breaks 20,000, I can see it going to 100,000 this year for sure. There isn't going to be much to stop it. Because once it breaks 20,000, I believe the FOMO crowd, the retail traders are going to jump in and they're going to start pumping it. So yeah, there's a decent chance that it can, but also there's a chance that it'll get rejected at some point and
it's gonna get rejected, like most guys do when they come up to a beautiful girl. But listen, that doesn't matter.
Bitcoin isn't like most guys. It has a winning track record.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. But the thing is that when it hits a certain resistance point, then it does a retracement. But here's the thing. Now, let's say it hits 20,000 in August, right?
Okay.
Now, what do you do at that point? Yet again, this everyone should know this is not financial advice or anything like that. But what should you do if you've been holding on to Bitcoin throughout the whole bear market? And I'm assuming, but I'm not sure, that most people probably do not have a lot of Bitcoin. They have a lot of altcoins, right? But if you do have a little bit of Bitcoin in your wallet, once it hits 20,000, what do you do? Do you take profit or
I think
or not?
That, again, not investment advice, just my opinion. I think it depends on what your investment strategy is personally. If you're invested in the long term, if you believe in Bitcoin, I would say you would hold, right? Because you don't know. What if you sell at 20,000 and then it breaks 20,000 and goes to 30,000? All of a sudden, you're going to be waiting for a pullback that may never arrive.
Well, you can't actually sell technically at the exact $20,000 mark unless you put a stop order. But let's say that it hits 20,000 and it starts retracing. What do? Would you, let's say you had one Bitcoin, would you take profit?
I personally no, because I have a long-term strategy. I have a long-term buy and hold strategy. I believe within the next 2 to 5 years, again, my opinion, Bitcoin will be probably in the hundreds of thousands, 300,000, maybe more. I see Bitcoin as more of a long-term investment for myself personally.
Let me put it this way.
I'm not trading it personally.
You were wrong once, you're wrong twice, and you're going to be wrong again 3 times.
Based on what?
Based on what? Based on the fact that you're just wrong. And I'll keep on telling you this over and over again. You don't understand what is really happening here. The big institutions are moving in. Now, is Bitcoin going to
why would you sell at 20,000 then?
I'm just asking if you would or
I just gave you an answer. I have a personal buy and hold strategy. I'm going to hold for the next 2 to 5 years because I like you, I agree. Institutions are already in. There's going to be more and more people going in. The exposure is going to grow more and more as more and more
All right,
people learn about Bitcoin.
But you didn't let me finish as to the reason why I think you're wrong. The
What am
reason
I
why
wrong
you're
about?
wrong is
You're not even telling me what I'm wrong
you're
about.
wrong about the price. Your price prediction is off, like your shooting skills at the court. So let me explain something to you, okay? This is simple. We were at 20K with supposedly retail investors driving the market, right?
Right.
In 2017. Now we got the big boys, the big daddies, the people who have a lot of money coming into the market, and they're going to be driving the price sky high, right? Why? Because one, they need to make sure that they show that Bitcoin is viable. Because Bakkt is coming out, Fidelity is coming out, E-Trade is coming out, all these big platforms are coming out, so they need to show their future clientele that Bitcoin is the real deal. So, in my opinion, for that reason, and you don't need to do any technical analysis. You don't need to call Tony Vays or his parents and ask them when they're investing, when they're selling. You don't need to do any of that stuff. You know what I mean?
Then
you
what
just
do you
have
need
to
to do?
use your brain.
What do you need to do?
You got to do research 3 hours a day. You got to sit.
What if you don't have time for
Then
research?
you're an idiot. That's all I have to
What
say.
if you have a full-time
Well,
job
then
and a
you're an
family?
idiot.
Well,
You
you're
got a
saying
family, you
Bitcoin
got
is
this.
not.
You
Bitcoin-
divorce your family. You leave them. That's it.
That's it.
Bitcoin
Guys,
and
don't
cryptocurrencies.
take relationship advice from
yes.
a person who's
And-
30 and single.
Not 30, but I look like I'm 25. But listen, don't take any real advice from me. But if I were you, I would do that. But yeah, sell your house, sell your wife, sell your kids, sell your parents, do whatever it takes to get into Bitcoin right now, because we're going to blast off into the stratosphere. We're not going beyond that if you're really smart, if you understand what's going on. But we're going to get to the stratosphere, and then we're going to come back down. So what does that mean? That means I think we're going to hit 100K or somewhere close to 100K. We may go over. It doesn't really matter. But I would definitely take profits after Bitcoin hits 100,000. It's going to start doing a retracement, and then you'll see all the money flowing into the altcoins. And then if you have a lot of altcoins, don't be an idiot. Don't think that, if you do 10, 20x, that it's going to continue going higher, because we're going to potentially go into a small little bear market after that as well. Now, my prediction is that Bitcoin is going to go to 1 million in 2020.
So you think McAfee won't eat his dick, basically?
Well, I don't know if he has one anymore. Let's just put it that way. As much as drugs as he's been doing, he might have been
So he's saying,
sniffing off of his penis, and his penis is no longer there anyway.
So you're saying this is a no lose bet for him?
I think probably that's true. And as far as I understand, he doesn't use it anyway. So what does it matter? But he's a really smart guy, no doubt, or anything.
No disrespect to McAfee.
No.
We love John McAfee.
Well, love is a very relative word to oneself, and I'm not gonna go there. But I really respect him. I think he's a really smart guy. He could be a genius. Who knows? Even with cocaine up his nasal cavity, he's still smarter than a lot of people. But yeah, I really do think potentially 2020 will be $1 million Bitcoin. Now, you have to strategize. You have to write down your goals. This is like going to a supermarket and you don't have a shopping list. Do you know where you're buying? Some people do, some people don't. But most people are not smart enough. And this is the truth. It may hurt.
You realize you're insulting our viewers.
I don't know.
Potentially.
Well, I don't know. I mean, they might be smart. We don't know. But I'll tell you this. I wasn't smart enough, to take profit.
And I haven't seen much progress lately.
Well, that's on him because he's an idiot. So obviously, when he looks at me, he thinks I'm an idiot too. But that's the whole different story. But you got to write down your goals.
Well, what's your goal? What are your goals?
My goal is to potentially take anywhere from 25 to 50% and keep the rest up until $1 million. And once I hit $1 million, I'm going to potentially, and I'm not promising this, I'm going to, smack some people around, make them understand that I'm a genius. And just brag. What else? What else am I going to be doing with my life? Traveling, maybe. Relaxing.
Well, we're not there. We're not there yet. I think you're getting too ahead of yourself.
We're not there
but
yet.
I do agree. You should take profit, definitely, because you never know when we can hit another bear market again. You never know. Overall, I do believe Bitcoin will hit $1 million at some point. I don't think it's going to be 2020. But you never know. Definitely take profit along the way. So we've been talking about Bitcoin. So we both believe Bitcoin is going to do well. We know it's going to remain number one, right? Most likely. What about the altcoins? What do you think? When do you think the altcoins will fall? So far, they've been underperforming.
When they're going to rise?
When will the altcoins follow Bitcoin's rise?
Oh, it's simple. It always happens this way, at least from what I see. And yet again, do not, in my opinion, this is not financial advice or anything like that.
No, it's not financial.
Unsubscribe to Tone Vays. Do not listen to him. He thinks everything is a scam. And it might be. But that also means that he's a scam too. So you shouldn't listen to him. But in my opinion, it's very simple. Once Bitcoin hits a peak, right? What happens? People start distributing their money. And what do they distribute in? They distribute into the altcoins. And what do I mean by the altcoins? I mean Ethereum, I mean Litecoin, I mean any coin that shows progress. Now, could it be like really small coins that have no value, will never have any value, and don't really have a good project? Sure, that could happen. But with more regulation coming in and the United States actually requiring securities, at least on the big exchanges, to not be allowed to be listed, well, guess what? All of the money that the U.S. Clients will invest into the altcoins that are not securities. So think with your brain, which ones are not securities? Well, it's the ones that have a blockchain that is mineable, okay? So one of my favorites, of course, and I've told this guy over here, not the brightest guy in the world, but I told him to invest into Digibyte. Digibyte has multiple algorithms. It's insanely secure. It's insanely fast, and it has made me a lot of money. It's made me a winner, and I think I'm gonna go buy chicken dinner. So anyway, what do you think, Ricky Bobby?
I think you need to hire someone to write jokes for you. First off, I agree. I like Digibyte. I think it's a good project. Yeah, mineable coins, definitely. Things like Monero, Zcash, Dash, obviously Litecoin. But I also think coins that are stakeable, I don't really see. I see there's a bunch of utility coins that are stakeable, like Ethereum, right? Assume will be stakeable.
Yeah, but Ethereum you can still mine.
Right. I'm just saying it will be stakeable, but that won't make it a security in the future. Tron is not a security; it's stakeable. Same with Theta. So there's a lot of projects out there. I don't think it's just relegated to
but I'm saying
coins.
Right, but what I'm saying is you will want to, in my opinion, invest into coins that have a blockchain. because
Yeah,
it's so
absolutely.
powerful.
Absolutely.
And especially the ones that are undervalued, like Monero, Zcash, Digibyte, Dash. I really don't care for, but that's just my opinion. I never really liked it because of the owner retaining most of the coins that he acquired through not mining. But anyway, I'm not saying that Dash is bad. I'm just saying that's my perspective on it. Do whatever you want to do. But that's just my perspective on
Right.
this.
As far as when the alts will boom, I agree. If as long as Bitcoin is going up and it hits a peak and starts to consolidate, I think money will start flowing into certain altcoins, probably Litecoin, because Litecoin is about to have a halving, so it should go up quite a bit. Then I'm thinking towards the end of October, Ethereum should start running because it's going to start transitioning into Ethereum 2.0, into its beacon chain upgrade. So yeah, I think there's a lot of opportunity as long as Bitcoin keeps running. I think more and more money is going to flow into the market, and altcoins are going to start getting picked up. Institutional investors will be looking for more yield. And how do you get more yield? You invest in something that's more risky but has a strong fundamental basis, like some of the top altcoins like Ethereum, Litecoin, Ripple, Stellar.
And also, I think Neo is gonna blast off.
Neo is doing an upgrade to Neo 3.0. I think that will bring it a lot of publicity. I think Neo will do well. I'm not sure if it will do as well as these other alts, but
I think
it
it's
should be
gonna
a
do
good project.
tremendous. Neo and Ripple, they will triple, quadruple, and they may even go 100x. Yet again, we have to
But
remind people,
not in
not a
1 year.
financial advice. I don't know, but they're going to skyrocket. If you don't know how the sky looks, you've never seen it because you live in India or you live in an industrial environment where the sky is blocked out. Blocked out.
What does India have to do with
it? Doesn't matter. The sky is blocked out. You've never seen it before. You will if you invest into Neo and Ripple.
Well,
because it's going to go so high up.
India restrict people from investing
No,
into
that's
crypto?
not true. Yet again, listening to the mainstream, you have to be a little, off the chain. Because that's not true. They said China banned Bitcoin, India banned Bitcoin, Tom Vays' mom banned Bitcoin. That's not true. None of it is true. You know what I mean?
Especially the last part.
It's ridiculous, to say such things. And recently I read an article that stated that India has not banned anything. They're not thinking about banning anything. So yet again, check your brain. You know what I mean? Check it, please, before making statements like that. They were allowing for Bitcoin ATMs to be installed in India, and all of a sudden, we hear this FUD news that India's banning it. Now, if you're smart and you know how to read, which I don't know, maybe you don't know how to read, but if you don't know how to read, ask somebody who knows how to read. Let them read to you the G20. Now, what is the G20 doing? They have met before. To do what? To regulate cryptocurrencies. And guess who's in the G20? India. So wise up a little bit. Okay? Be smarter, be wiser, be tougher, be stronger. And understand that most of every negative aspect of what you hear about Bitcoin crypto is BS. What do you think?
So, well, yeah, I agree. I never said that India actually banned it. I just said, why the hell are you mentioning India in the first place?
Oh, maybe they're a bandit. They
abandoned crypto. Well, I agree with you. I don't think most of these countries really banned it. I think they're just trying to devalue the price of crypto, so they released FUD at the right moment at the right time. Well, speaking of FUD, what do you think about guys like Peter Schiff? These guys who are gold bugs, they're more traditional investors. Peter Schiff recently had a video where he talked about gold's breakout of 1400, complaining that gold didn't get much follow through, and that people who are currently investing into Bitcoin will wise up, sell their Bitcoin, and go transition into gold. What are your thoughts on Peter Schiff?
Well, one, I think he needs to go to the bathroom and relieve himself of his, thoughts of gold ever being as vital.
When I asked you
as
about what do
Bitcoin.
you think about Peter Schiff, I didn't mean it in a private setting.
It doesn't matter. That's what he needs to do. He needs to go to the bathroom, have a nice time, and let go of gold being the monetary standard, which we will never go back on. And
Right.
and even if we go back on the gold standard, Bitcoin, gold is going to be valued in Bitcoin anyway, so it doesn't really matter one way or another. Peter Schiff, and yet again, this is shift, whatever, shapeshifter, whatever. It doesn't really matter. I think everybody knows who we're talking about, and one of his friends who has a podcast, and I'm not sure who it is, but I heard it. He clearly said that Peter Schiff has Bitcoin. He has Ethereum, he has Litecoin, and he's thinking about investing into something else. Well, Peter Schiff, listen, that's okay to be a gold bug. I like gold. India likes gold. Women love gold. I love women. So therefore I like gold. So listen, let's keep it friendly. Let's wear the gold. But let's use something like Bitcoin. Ethereum,
Well, do you have the
Litecoin.
link? Do you have a link to that video that mentioned that Bitcoin, that Peter Schiff has Bitcoin?
Well, I mean,
Maybe our audience would like to see that, because
if I can find it, I'll definitely put it in the description.
Because most people who watch videos about Bitcoin, they know Peter Schiff as a Bitcoin hater, as someone who's set in his ways, who doesn't understand crypto, who constantly bashes crypto. I like Peter Schiff in general. I think he has a very strong grasp on economics, especially Austrian economics. I think when he dissects the Fed policy, dissects inflation, dissects the effect that zero interest rates and quantitative easing has had over the years, I think he does it spot on. I agree with him, and he's been right. He called it this year that the Fed may reverse policy and start cutting rates. So far, he's been right, but he is wrong on crypto. He's wrong on gold, because gold will never be the gold standard anymore. There will never be another gold standard, because gold is inefficient. You can't transfer gold instantaneously from one place to another. You can't buy things online using gold. Bitcoin, that's why you have Bitcoin, that's why you have crypto. You can send it anywhere instantaneously to anyone around the world. And manufacturers, people who sell things online, they're going to want crypto, because it's a guarantee. If you transfer crypto, you cannot reverse that transaction. If I buy a t-shirt from someone in China for $5 worth of Bitcoin, that person is getting that Bitcoin, right? It's not using any credit. It's not using any debt. He doesn't have to worry about the credit card transaction getting canceled. That money is in the bank, as they say.
But I'll tell you one thing about Peter Schiff that I like, and the gold thing. I do like gold, don't get me wrong. I think gold is awesome. It's pretty. It has good conductivity of electricity. The one thing that I can do with gold that I can't do with Bitcoin is take a coin and just throw it into somebody's face. Now, why would I do that? Why does it matter? Why would I do that? That's not the point. The point is it's physical, and I can just throw it into somebody's face and say, listen.
Out of all the examples that you could have given.
Listen, I'm rich. I have a gold coin that I really don't care for. I'm going to throw it in your face. Have fun. You can't do that with Bitcoin. You can't throw it physically into somebody's face. And and then two, why would you do that? Why would you throw one Bitcoin into somebody's face?
Why would you throw a gold coin into someone's face?
Because it's cheap. That's my whole point.
Gold is cheap?
Gold is cheap compared to Bitcoin. Gold is cheap.
Gold is cheap, but the legal fees that you will be paying to get yourself off of it are not cheap.
Not if you throw it at a homeless guy. Listen, it is what it is. So that's
We're not advocating people to go out
no,
and
we're
throw
not
things at
advocating
homeless
violence
people.
or anything like that. But to Peter Schiff's point, what's physical is physical. What's digital is digital, and you can't do what you can do with the physical, and you can't do what you can do with the digital. So you stay in your corner with your gold, and I'll stay in my corner with my Bitcoin. Because when the time comes, Peter Schiff may want to throw the Bitcoin into my, the gold coins into my face, and I won't want to throw the Bitcoin into his. Why? Because Bitcoin is going to go sky high, and gold is just going to be another metal that he collects.
I really regret bringing Peter Schiff's name up. Anyways,
it is what it is.
So we're going to now make predictions. This is the part of our show that we make predictions.
Let's do it.
So I've recently watched a video with I know you guys and correct me if I'm mispronouncing this person's name. Alessio Rastani, he released a video recently saying that what if Bitcoin hasn't bottomed? What if this is just a bear market rally that's probably going to take the price to 20,000 and then will form a new bottom? What do you think about Alessio's video? Have you seen it?
Well,
have you heard about it?
I heard about it, but I also think sometimes, well, maybe I didn't clean my ass. I don't know. You know what I mean? There's a point in time.
Why do I ask you questions?
It doesn't matter what you think or what you say. You don't understand what's going on here. The point is that talking about, well, what if the what if is it doesn't make any sense in this case. We broke $10,000. What if we bottom? What if the world ends tomorrow? What if gold takes out Bitcoin in a fight? What if? It's a stupid video to even make. I don't really care what he says, but the title, what if Bitcoin has not bottomed, is really stupid in my opinion. It already broke $10,000. We were at $11,200. The institutions are coming in. Vays is very nervous.
Why? He has Bitcoin.
His parents may not let him invest into another Bitcoin ever again. You don't understand this.
It's too expensive?
No. They may not let him. So let's be serious about this. You make stupid videos, in my opinion, you should be unsubscribed. You make stupid predictions based on charts that make no sense. You should be unsubscribed.
I don't think we want to tell people not to or subscribe or
this is my perspective.
Everyone has their own opinion.
Everybody, exactly, and I'm voicing my opinion. If you say something stupid like that, then you should go join Peter Schiff in the bathroom. In the bathroom, okay? Sorry.
Is that your fantasy?
That's not my fantasy.
Playing out?
No, it's not my fantasy, but I'm just telling how it is, okay? That's my perspective on it. What do you think?
Well, I agree. I think that video is, I don't know, I wouldn't say it's stupid. I just think he's wrong. I don't think he was wrong to make a video like that, so it's good to see another perspective. It's always good to see another side, especially when you're locked set in a market that's going always up. You're always thinking it's going to go up forever, but at some point you need to open up your eyes and see at some point it will fall. I completely disagree with him. I don't think we're in a bear market rally. I think the price clearly bottomed at 3,100 in December. I think that we're going to go higher and start a new bull run very soon. We're probably already on it. My prediction is that Bitcoin will at some point consolidate and test the 21-week moving average, which Alessio did say. It did talk about, and historically Bitcoin has touched it several times during a bull market, and that's a normal healthy consolidation. But I still think by the end of this year, Bitcoin probably will either test its all-time high or break it.
So what is this guy's name again?
I believe it's Alessio Rastani.
Alessio, listen to what I'm saying. You're blowing smoke into the air. Do you know what I do with smoke? I smoke it and I blow it out. Do you know what that means? That means it's shit. Nobody cares. Because what you're saying is only wasting people's time. And you're not letting people understand what is going on. A technical analysis is useless unless you know what you're doing. And for most people, when they do technical analysis, they don't know what they're doing.
Well, he relies on Elliott wave theory.
Elliott, Schmeliot, whatever, Elliott, whatever. I don't really care.
I agree. I think Elliott wave theory is a bunch of nonsense because it's very subjective. You don't know when the wave began, when wave A, when wave B ends, blah, blah, blah. I think it's bullshit. I want to give a shout out to Charting Man Dan. I believe is one of the best technical analysts on YouTube. He always says that the only thing he concentrates on is price action, volume, supports and resistance. Doesn't look at Elliott wave theory, doesn't look at Fibonacci retracements, because he says he said it before that it's subjective. It's difficult to make predictions based on that. You have to look at the price action, look what's happening in the moment, have a strategy. If it does break down, have a strategy what you're gonna do. If it goes up, have a strategy. Make sure you're prepared. I think it's using Elliott wave theory to analyze any type of market is the same thing as using the hyperwave theory that Tyler Jenks basically said that was going to 1,000, right? So far, neither prediction has come true. Anything is possible, but I think it's irrelevant at this point.
So don't listen to old people. Don't listen to Tom Vays or his parents. Now, we're going to leave you with our final thoughts, and I hope that you invest wisely, think for yourself, and always stay happy, but not too happy, because if you're too happy, guess what? You're going to lose. So with that thought, I wish everyone the best. May Bitcoin hit 100,000 this year and 1 million next year, so I can end this podcast, burn it, and never do this again. Let's just put it this way. I'm too funny for this. Anyway, what about you, Ricky Bobby?
I think that he probably should never come on the show ever again. I probably should look for a new co-host. Thank you, guys. We really enjoy having you.